We're going to learn today about how to use AUBA sentences to make your writing just that much more interesting. And so we're going to learn about what an AUBA sentence is and then how to use it in your writing. So I'm going to give you an example of an AUBA sentence. When I was little, I didn't know how to ride a bike. Um, and we could do all sorts of different sentences from when I was younger or when I was little. Like, when I was little, I like to jump up and down. When I was little, I didn't know how to read. So we could do all sorts of things. What you notice is it starts with the word when, which we're going to learn is one of your AUBIS words, and it has a comma. And the comma goes before the second who. So the first who is I, the second who is I again. I didn't know how to ride my bike or a bike. So let's learn about the obus words. Here, one thing to remember before you learn about is you have 3 A words, 2 W words, 1 U. So 3, 2, 1, and then 2 B's, 1 I, 1 S. And here they are. So after, although, as, when, while, until, because, before, if, since. I want you to pause this video and memorize those words. Remember that pattern. 3, 2, 1, 2, 1, 1. So go ahead and memorize those words. Okay, now that you're back, let's see how you did. So it's 3, 2, 1. So the first 3 A's are, yes, after, although, as. The next 2 are W's. What are those? Very good. When, while. The next one is a U. Until, nice work. Next 2 are B's. Because, before. Next one is an I. If, last one is an S. Since. If you didn't get those right, go ahead and pause or rewind the video and study them again. So, whenever you have an aubis, a sentence that starts with an aubis, and the important word is that it starts with the aubis and needs a comma. So we're going to take a look at this piece of writing, and we're going to start by circling the aubis words. So, if, that's an aubis word, if I could spend 1 week living in another country, I would live in the country China. I was born in California, but my dad was born in China. And here you notice the person used a nice soba. When, that's an obus, right? Right up here. I'm in China. I'd like to explore the country. I'd like to live in one of their finest houses, sleep in one of their finest beds, and eat some of their finest foods. While, that's another one. I'm there, I would even explore the Great Wall. When, that's an aubus, the week is over, I'd get in the plane to come back home. After I went home, I would tell my friends and family what I learned and what I did there. Okay, so if it starts with an obus, we need to have a comma. And the comma goes on the second who. So if who is first I, if I could spend 1 week living in another country, here's the second who, goes before the second who. I would live in the country China. You can also hear the pause. If I could spend 1 week living in another country, I would live in the country China. It sounds wrong if I don't pause. If I could spend 1 week living in another country, I would live in the country China. The comma tells us we need to pause. So let's look at our next one. We're looking for the second who. And the comma goes before the second who. When I'm, that's who number 1. When I'm in China, that's the second who. So it goes before. And listen, when I'm in China, I'd like to explore the country. You can hear the pause. We're going to look for the second who. While I'm, that's the first who. While I'm there, second who. It goes before it. While I'm there, I would even explore the Great Wall. When the week is over, I'd get in the plane to come back home. This one's a little bit harder because the week is not a who but a what. So when the week is over, here we have our, does act as our second who. Another way to think about this is when the week is over could be the title of something. Or another way to look at it is you could say, I'd get in the plane to come back home, and that would be okay by itself. Okay, after I went home, I would tell my friends and family what I learned. So here's the first who, and then your second who is I. So take a moment and review those AUBIS words: after, although, as, when, while, until, because, before, if, and since. And in the future, go ahead and try using some AUBIS words in your writing.